What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Young Phillip, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. And before we get started with today's video, make sure y'all click the like button down below. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure y'all click that subscribe button. Click the bell so y'all can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Today's video is going to be a movie review for the iconic 1996 movie, Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice in South Central. So without further ado, let's begin. The movie start off with Ashtray being sent to live with his father in Englewood, and he asks his mama, will he ever see her again? And her response is, you know there ain't no positive black female roles in these type of movies. And we meet Ashtray's father, who's supposed to be like Furious from Boys in the Hood, but he's very irresponsible. And he's only older than him by a couple years. And he is short. And then, like in Boys in the Hood, how Trey told that story about how he got that girl. Ashtray told the same exact story. But here's the thing about it. Here's a little bit of, like, the grandma came back home from church and whatnot. And instead of coming through with a knife, she dressed up trying to join in on the fun, talking about something, let me have them. And Ashtray hurried up, got the hell out of there, and that was it. Then we meet his gun-toting cousin, Loc Dog. And then we meet his mama, who liked to cuss up a storm, and then we meet grandma. Loc Dog, he got more guns than the U.S. Army. Then we meet their friends, Preach, who was an ex-gang member turned Muslim. Preach about one thing, who was also a complete hypocrite. Preach about one thing and then do the complete exact opposite the next minute. And then we have Crazy Legs, who was the best dancer in the hood until he ended up paralyzed from the waist down after a drive-by. Then we meet the antagonist of the movie. His name is Toothpick, who just got through doing 5 years in prison. They never say what he went to prison for, but he just did 5 years in the joint. And they go to this party where Toothpick and his crew is at. And then they meet and then Ashtray laid eyes on this girl named Dashiki, who has multiple kids from different guys. And Loc Dog did try to warn him, stay away from her, because that's Toothpick old girl, and he don't want to do all that, deal with that. But he ends up meeting her, and she informs him that she will be leaving the hood in a couple of days, and he'll try to think about leaving the hood with her. And then they end up leaving the party to go to get some liquor. Toothpick and his crew pull up on Ashtray and Loc Dog, and this leads to the do we have a problem scene. And after this, we have Loc Dog and Ashtray having to deal with the Korean storekeepers. And then this part was, of course, a parody from Menace to Society. And a mysterious figure ends up popping the Korean storekeepers. Like, instead of shooting them, he shoots and the bullets just ricochet and hit the light above them, and it collapsed on them too. And then later on, Ashtray kicks some knowledge to one of Dashiki's kids. The grandma had gone to a dance battle at church and she won. But Dashiki reads a poem to Ashtray, and they end up having a little midnight grind session. And then she says that she's pregnant. And he tells her that I'm not ready to be a father. And she ends up throwing him out the house. And while getting food with Loc Dog, Ashtray tells him about the situation, And then, while trying to talk about the situation and what he gonna do, police show up and arrested both Loc Dog and Ashtray just for being black on a Friday night. And then Ashtray's cellmate is supposedly like Ali from the movie South Central. But this one is just plain confused as hell. Somehow he ends up out of jail. Toothpick get a brand new recruit. And then one of Toothpick's guys rolls up on Ashtray and his crew about dashiki. And Loc Dog step in and whoops the guy. And now they got to get protection from a guy named Old School, who states that he survived a lot of things. Gang wars in the 1965 Watts riots. Then Toothpick and his crew decides to do a drive-by on the guys. And Crazy Legs ended up flying out of his chair, and he ended up being hospitalized. And Ashtray goes and meets with Dashiki again, tells her that he wants to move out the hood with her. And they visit one of her baby daddies while he's in jail. And then Ashtray is getting ready to move out the hood with Dashiki. Oh yeah, Loc Dog had got with some girl that he met at a party, and she went batshit crazy. Anyway, on the day that Ashtray is getting ready to leave the hood for good, bars, Toothpick returned with his crew, and they do a drive-by on Dashiki's house. And then Grandma pop out the trash can like this is dead presidents, and she shot at a couple of them and then even made the tire go flat on their car. They thought that Ashtray was gone, but all he did was just fall and bump his head. And then a lady come by and was crying, and it turns out to be Toothpick's mother, who ends up beating him with a shoe. Everybody have their own ending. Ashtray gets married to Dashiki, who have children with different other people. Loc Dog went into show business. And Preach, he completely sold out. Preach, like Crazy Legs, he ended up becoming the best dancer. And as for Grandma, she's still Grandma. And that sums up Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. And oh yeah, message! Favorite quote. But anyway, if you have any favorite moments from Don't Be a Menace or favorite lines from this movie, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd like to say thank y'all for tuning into today's video. Make sure y'all click that subscribe button, click the bell so y'all can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to add me on social media at YoungPhilip_00. That's Instagram, Snapchat, Ryan361005, and TikTok at YoungPhilip00. With that being said, I'm out.